line for coming. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day for this. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Tom Bright. I'm the president and CEO of the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. And I'd like to thank all of you for being here to celebrate Notre Dame Federal Credit Union being named the first Indiana credit union to earn the prestigious national Juntos, Avanzamos designation in recognition of our commitment to serving and empowering Hispanic and immigrant communities. Today's celebration is intended to convey the message that we're open for business. We really are. Ready to serve and meet the needs of the Hispanic and immigrant communities. The centerpiece of today's event is going to be the presentation of the Juntos Avanzamos proclamation and flag. Immediately following that ceremony, we invite you to join us for some lunch provided by Puerta Vallarta. You guys heard of them? Pretty good operation. They're Notre Dame Federal Credit Union members. They'll have a great spread for us, and then following that, we'll just take an hour to network and get acquainted with each other. In just a few moments, the mayor will be here, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and he's going to talk about the importance of diversity and inclusion in Michiana. And then also from Pablo de Felipe, the Senior Vice President of Membership and Network Engagement at Inclusive. Now, you may not have heard of Inclusive. They just changed their name. They used to be known as the National Federation of Community Development Credit Unions, a large national organization. And Pablo is going to talk about what it means to be part of the Juntos Avanzamos network. But first, let me digress and give you a brief history of how Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's commitment to the local Hispanic community has grown and flourished over the years, because it did not happen overnight. It all began with one of our very special board members, Freddie Vaughn. Would you raise your hand there, Freddie, so everybody knows him? Freddie has been on our board for many years and has been a constant voice at our board meetings, encouraging us to do more for the Hispanic and immigrant communities. In 2003, 15 years ago, his vision paid off when Notre Dame Credit Union opened our very first bilingual branch. It was over at the old Martin store right down the street here at Western and Lombardi. And we have Freddie to thank for that initiative. And the rest has really been history. That was the spark that was the beginning of a relationship and commitment to the West Side neighborhood that has done nothing but flourish since that time. Under the current leadership of our Chief Retail Officer, John Wilkeny, who will speak here in a moment, John and his retail team have developed Hispanic initiatives that has done nothing but grown over the last several years. This has grown so much that several years ago, when Marcus made the decision to close down that branch and move here, they asked us if we would move with them. And we said on one condition only, that you let us come and double the size of our branch. That was the commitment we were willing to make. They said yes, we've made the move, and the rest really is history. So I'd like now to introduce John Wilkeny, our Chief Retail Officer, to the podium to share the vision that propelled us to where we are today. John?
I talk loud, so is that okay? Too loud? What a day. Honestly. Of all the things we've accomplished at the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union together, all the lives we've changed every single day, all the performance records we broke over the last 44 months, the thing that will be the greatest achievement of our lives is today. We know a rising tide raises all ships. And with our commitment and our mission of changing our lives today, the Hispanic Latino Initiative has even grown bigger into diversity and inclusion. And then we were so blessed to be honored with this incredible designation, the Juntos Avanzamos, which basically tells everybody that we have earned it, that we have lived it, we have walked it, and we have bettered lives in the community with financial literacy. Because we know one thing, to give a man a fish is nothing, but to teach a man a fish is gold work. 43%, excuse me, almost 8% of America is underbanked. Now that statistic jumps off the charts, but allow me to give you another statistic. 43% of our Latino friends are underbanked. And by underbanked, I say, yes, they have a bank account, a checking and a savings account, but the fact of the matter is, they're going into the community and they're being taken advantage of. Let's go to a wealthy neighborhood and let's find the buy here, pay here lots that don't sell cars, they sell credit and take advantage and steal dreams and impoverish and enslave the debt. And we know they do that. And then let's go to the check cashing places that take such a great amount of fees away from the folks in the neighborhood. And I say to them today, no mas. No mas. No longer will we leave you to the folks in the neighborhood who take advantage of the people, the hard-working people of all races and ethnicities. No more will you do business with the unscrupulous. What we have done here with our diversity and inclusion team is we have said this: no longer with the financial services companies of the United States and of Michiana where we come, no longer will we send you to these places because we have built you a dream team. I have for so long been insulted with the financial service industry's work with the poor and the folks of color. Honestly. They think being a good neighbor to the Latino market is putting a button on a part-time teller that says we speak Spanish. That's all you get at my competition, my neighbors. You get a button and you get an interpreter. And that's why we have 43% of the population that is underbanked. To my Latino friends, mi familia, I say to you today, I have built you a team of 23 experts across all services, from our financial advisors to our mortgage team, to our retail bankers. We will fulfill every need. To our small business owners who create jobs, we will answer the call for you. So we now start the big part of the journey, which is living up to this designation, and that's the most exciting thing. When I talk to my 23 experts, the one thing they say in the speech is, we can't wait till the designation day is over. And they don't mean that because it was such a great amount of work for our marketing team, and our HLI team, and our directors, and our leadership. Okay? We know that we have an opportunity to change lives here today. And I know this day will live in infamy in a good way. What we're doing here today together will last forever now. For 100 years, we'll all be gone from this earth, and we will have led this neighborhood to greatness. We will have set families up to send their kids to college, to be homeowners. We have a system in place. I can honestly say with our team of experts, within 3 years, if somebody wanted to follow our program, which is part of the HLI initiative, which is part of the Diversity and Inclusion Initiative, that we will bring you out of darkness, and we will get you credit established, and we will counsel you to build dreams for your children and grandchildren, and that will carry on forever. Carry on forever. And I got to tell you at this point, I want to take a minute, not only to catch my breath, because I get very passionate about this, but I'd really love my HLI team to stand up under the direction of Esme Rivera and our branch president of the Western Avenue location, Real Vera. Please stand up if you're on the HLI team. We've been blessed. I tried this initiative once before with somebody that was in the room, Enrique Maganales. He was the branch president in South Holland, Illinois. And we saw an underbanked neighborhood ready for attention and ready for solutions. And when we built it all up, we could not roll it out. We did not have the cultural support. We did not have the executive support. We did not have the board support. So Enrique and I got in our cars and we moved. And we ended up an hour and 45 minutes away under the guidance and tutelage of a great CEO, a visionary Thomas Price. And today we delivered it because he believed in what we believed in, and we're bettering everybody. We're giving home ownership. We're teaching credit score. We're teaching financial literacy. We're building a path for all to rise. And what is better than that? We have one mission every single day. It's not to give you a bank account. It's to change a life. That's the fact of the matter. And when you sit there and know that the cause that you are in favor of is making a difference, not only to the parents and grandparents and immigrants, we're going to make the children's lives better. And I ask you, is there anything better than that in life? So I thank the organization today to make this dream come true. And I say to everybody in South Bend, Michiana, if there is rain in your life, we will have somebody bring the sun. If there is rain in your life, we will bring an umbrella. But no longer will the Latino market of Michiana be stuck with a part-time teller who wears a button that says "Se habla español." They will be given an appointment with an expert. They will be taught from the community centers to the libraries to the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union branches. And we will better everybody together. And I'd like to tell you the real work starts now, but that's incorrect. Because the real work's been going on. And the Juntos, Avanzamos designation means so much to us. And the first time I talked to Pablo, God bless you, and thank you for being here, and Katrina, the fact that when we talked to all of them, it was the excitement on the phone was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And anytime you're empowered to make a difference in everybody's life, what is better than that? We're here for a short time. But while we're here, we got to make it count. And those can show up in figures and dollar signs. That will come and go, honestly. But the fact of the matter is, we're building a bridge to take everybody forward, and we're going with you. We're all in it together. And what a wonderful day. God bless you all. And I can't tell you, I will tell you, this is the greatest honor of my working career. And God bless you for making it a reality. And God bless you for executing it. And God bless you, Maria, for giving me the vision to do more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. I think you all know that's real, that's genuine, and that's the catalyst that has propelled us forward. Without John and his team, it would just be empty words, empty phrases, but we've got great people on the ground, and they're making things happen, and you're right, the future is very, very bright. What we celebrate here today is just one of the many great things happening throughout the South Bend community. We all know that such optimism and positive energy does not appear out of thin air by magic. It just doesn't. It has to start somewhere. It's got to have impetus somewhere. And in my opinion, here in South Bend, that vision and that energy starts at the top. Since entering office in 2012, Mayor Pete Buttigieg has done more to modernize and improve our city than most people ever thought possible. However, the biggest contribution, I think, was giving us South Bend citizens the hope that our future was indeed bright and that the best was yet to come, and we could accomplish anything if we put our collective minds to it. I think we would all agree that South Bend is a much better place today than it was in 2012. And our future, because of that, is even more exciting. So that is why I am so honored and proud to be honored to introduce to you the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And first of all, I just want to say this is my first chance to speak at a community event in this space. And when we cut the ribbon on this Martin's location a year or so ago, we did so partly hoping that things like this would happen in this space. So it's terrific to see us making good on that belief and promise that the West Side deserves great places like this to gather. And I'm so pleased that you're here. Specifically to the celebration at hand, first of all, Tom, I want to congratulate you, not just on this, but everything that you, John, and your team have been doing. You've got a lot to be proud of. So thanks for everything that you do and your commitment to the community. This is a time when we rely on businesses to take seriously the relationship that they have with the community, because everything good that is going on, everything that people like me get to go brag about, the sorts of things that make mayors look good, the successes, the growth, the investment, the jobs, all of these things require that so many different parts of our community be pulling in the same direction. And that includes the public sector, and the private sector, and the social sector. And we see one example of that today. The terrific news and the great developments that we've had in this city would be empty if it were not something that was shared across the community. And we know, even though our economy is growing, the number of jobs is growing, the level of income is growing, the total investment is growing. We know that there are many parts of our community that have been left out, or that have been, for no good reason, somehow prevented from fully participating in that story. Many of those people are new Americans, residents, immigrants to our community, which is ironic because our community was built by new arrivals. Our neighborhoods, particularly the neighborhoods here on the west side, 100 years ago, as they are now, were filled with large, new, working families that just were mostly speaking Hungarian, or Czech, or Polish, or German. In many of those homes were now Spanish is spoken, or any of a number of other languages. And so when we decided that we were going to take new steps toward inclusion, we also know that we're honoring the best in our own history and our own heritage as a city. That's why I believe we have a great deal of community support for making sure that this is a community that belongs to everyone. It's why we have partnered to support the development of diverse and new small businesses, including making sure that there are physical resources. It's why we made sure that municipal identification is available to anyone who wishes to say they are a card-carrying resident of South Bend, regardless of their immigration status. And it's why we want to pause and recognize a moment like this when a local financial institution demonstrates that it is doing more, as John said, than putting on a button, but really taking the steps required to be a friend and an asset to an entire community. Financial empowerment is part of how our community grows. It's not just about the economic numbers that mayors are inclined to chase. It's about families. It's about the ability of our neighborhoods to become more prosperous and more safe and more warm and more welcome. And the stories of families are told partly through the decisions that are made in credit unions and other financial institutions. And the currency of our community is also something that financial institutions think about a lot, and that is trust. The same thing that makes a government work, the same thing that makes a neighborhood work, is what makes the entire financial industry, certainly the financial industry when it's working at its best, when retail banking and small business banking is doing what we hope it can, is based on trust. The trust that forms between people who know each other or come to know each other and support each other even if they have nothing in common besides the very fact of living in the community itself. That trust depends on communication. That kind of communication is the sort of thing that the very concrete and sometimes challenging steps you've been taking to earn the Juntos Avanzamos education represent. And so for that, we congratulate you. Let me tratar de decir este pequeño parte en español. Lo siento de que mi español no es excelente, pero esta idea es tan importante por todos nosotros. Es que la confianza es la fundación en la vida de una comunidad, en la vida de un vecino y también por los negocios financieros. Esta idea de la confianza, mismo como la confianza entre el gobierno y el pueblo, es la confianza entre los vecindarios, la confianza entre, por ejemplo, los bancos y el pueblo. Y es para decir en confianza que el estilo de comunicación que esta designación representa esta empresa. So, again, congratulations, and I look forward to growing together as one community with support from partnerships such as this, with the public, private, and social sector coming together as one. Thank you.
Excuse me, everyone. The mayor does have a tight schedule. We want to get at least one good photo with him and Juntos Avanzamos flag and the inclusive team who's honoring us today. So just give us one brief moment. Enjoy chips and salsa, and we'll come right back, okay?
I thought you enjoyed this one. You said the only thing is live when the started the business. So live. And New York, he's got a bunch. And Seattle. You look at
Ariel, are you getting what you need?
because they were
Ariel's are
together.
Excuse me, please. Thank you. Right here. Hold it, one more. Got it? We're good.
The salsa.
Thank you all very much. I was so glad.
There's going to be, I think, 2 of your speakers, and then tacos.
Huh? Thanks for coming, Mom.
It was nice seeing you, Nancy. You too. I should have just moved the backdrop over.
But a lot of people wanted to take pictures too. I don't know if it's working downstairs anymore. I don't know if it's working downstairs anymore. It doesn't show anybody watching.
You want to talk? There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it's really now.
Really want some salsa?
Oh, that's how you do it. share your thoughts with us. I'd like to now introduce to you Pablo de Felipe, the Senior Vice President of Membership and Network Engagement at Inclusive, to share with us what it means to be part of the Juntos Avanzamos network. Felipe.
Buenas tardes. We can do better than that. Buenas tardes. All right, now we're talking. These type of events are what make our world worth doing. When we first had this conversation with John and Christina about this designation, we could hear and sense that passion that John Diaz demonstrated here so clearly. And there's this fine line between talk and walk. And here, you guys are walking the walk, really. I'm from the National Federation of Community Development Region. It's a long name, which is the reason we changed our name to Inclusive. But the real reason is because inclusivity, inclusion, is what has made this country what it is today, and it is what can take this country to what it should be tomorrow. And this is not about taking from others. This is about opening spaces. This is about opportunities. Together, we can move on much faster than if we're divided. And I know that politics are politics, and this is not the time or the place to talk about that, but we need to be more united as a country because we are one. When people come here, immigrants come here, we come with our roots, but we come with our commitment to build our homes, our communities here. We're not here or there, we're here. And that's the reason this country has grown, is because every generation of immigrants has come to stay. And we just want that opportunity. We're here to stay. And the more opportunities that are given to Latinos or Hispanics, the better off that our communities are going to be. You know that this is the first credit union in Indiana that is getting this Juntos Avanzamos designation. It is a big deal. But this is not a new thing. You know, in fact, credit unions were formed just to respond to this type of lack of access. I'm going to tell you a little bit about history. The first credit union in this country was called St. Mary's Bank. It was established in New Hampshire in 1908, I think. And the reason it was established was to serve French Canadian immigrants that did not have access to financial services. So we're looking at 110 years after that, right? And guess what? We're still facing the same challenges. The story continues, the struggle continues. But as long as we can find institutions like Notre Dame that are committed, that see the opportunity where others see risk, we are going to be better off tomorrow as a country and as communities. I salute you, Tom, John, Esme, Stephanie, everyone here who has, Freddie, everyone here who has contributed to this day today. Everyone, you know, this is positioning not only Notre Dame credit unions, but credit unions as what we are. People helping people. This is what we are all about, and embracing Latinos, embracing immigrants is the best thing that we can do for your communities and also for your future as a financial institution that wants to be relevant and wants to make a difference in the marketplace. So Tom, thank you for this amazing event today. I think that you guys have done more than any other event that I have participated. You know, I'm always surprised by what I see, that you guys are over the top in terms of how successful this event has been. Congratulations for this amazing accomplishment, and we look forward to working with you every step of the way. Felicidades. I'm not done. Sorry. I have to read something for some anti-accreditation. So, this is a proclamation, the Juntos Avanzamos proclamation. Proclamation honoring Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Whereas Notre Dame Federal Credit Union has embraced the credit union philosophy of people helping people by fostering a strong relationship with the Latino community, and whereas Notre Dame Federal Credit Union has compassionately responded to the needs of its Latino community, providing positive financial security and opportunity in all respects, and whereas Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is taking great strides in providing its underserved market with friendly and affordable financial services, and whereas Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is reaching out to a segment of the population to demonstrate that far-reaching personal and financial benefits of a relationship with a non-profit credit union, and whereas Notre Dame Federal Credit Union serves as an inspiration to all, now, therefore, let it be known that Notre Dame Federal Credit Union has earned the prestigious distinction of being a Juntos Avanzamos credit union, inclusive and the Cornerstone Credit Union League recognize and applaud Notre Dame Federal Credit Union and proudly call you as together with Advanced Credit Union. Congratulations. So what we're going to do is one more exercise now, but first I need you to practice. We're going to say all together, Juntos Avanzamos. One, two. Juntos Avanzamos. One more time. Let's do it. Juntos Avanzamos. Perfect. So we're going to now display the Juntos Avanzamos flag. This is a symbol of this institution, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, being open for business for the Hispanic community. So we're going to display it here, and we're going to invite Freddie and the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union staff and board members, if there's anybody else than Freddie here, to come over here and display the flag with us. And then we're going to invite everybody to join us. Okay?
It's amazing that didn't take anybody's finger with it. It's really bad. It's awkward. What if it's all this?
Pat and the rest of the board, please come up.
Say it one more time. Thank you.
Do we have the kids come up? All right, kids, we need your pictures. You guys come up here too.
I'm sorry, I'm graduating.
Oh, you're fine.
Can't get back. You know, at some point when you're never around little kids, you forget, how great kids are. Or how great it is to be around them.
Look over here. Say Juntos, Avanzamos.
Pablo, I promise that we will take this designation seriously and continue to live up to the expectations that your group expects of us. We won't be disappointed, I promise. Okay.
We're taking it
What?
on camera.
Well, we're winding down here, but before we go, I want to say one more thing. Remember I said before at the beginning, positive change does not happen by magic. All good must have a genesis somewhere. Goodness has to start someplace. This Juntos Avanzamos designation could never have happened without the decision 15 years ago to get serious about our Hispanic and immigrant neighbors and open a branch here on the west side. And that would never have happened without one person, Freddie Thought. Freddie, you join me. Freddie, I'd like to present you with this plaque in recognition of your dedication to the Northern Federal Credit Union, the South Bend community, and in particular, your unwavering commitment to those who need help the most. Thank you for all you do for all of us. All right. Let's hear it.
We started the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce when I came here in 1993 or 94. And then with the professor, some of you may remember Eliodoro Flores, who was the professor at IUSB, who wanted to start a Hispanic credit union. We didn't feel that we had the base for it right then, and so we went to a legal district who was town's predecessor, and that's how this came about. We were able to convince them to start a branch strictly for the Hispanic community here in Pennsylvania. So this, to me, is a dream come true, because as Tom mentioned, just about every meeting we've ever had, every one of our meetings with the board, I've the Hispanic community. And this is a dream come true for me, so thanks very much. I appreciate this very little big surprise.
Well, there is one more thing, right? We have a separate plaque, here it is right here, that we are going to mount downstairs at our branch here at the Martin store. So everybody will always know who started the magic. Thank you very much. Our ceremony, please stick around. We've got some great Puerto Vallarta food. Please enjoy yourself and network a little bit and have a great afternoon. Thank you all for coming.